2 games and finish 0-7 in competition. Morning this morning in India for late singer Lata Mangeshkar. The 92-year-old was called the Nightingale of India, was an extremely popular singer for more than 70 years. Her work predominantly featured in Bollywood movies. Lata Mangeshkar started singing in public at the age of 9, recorded her first song at the age of 13. She died this morning in Mumbai after spending over a month in the hospital after being diagnosed with COVID-19. Wins News Time, 9:36. We've got 1010 Wins Entertainment coming up straight ahead. A little bit of an update on comedian and actress Awkwafina and the criticism that she uses a black scent in her comedy. That story next.
And that's when I realized it's called a hamburger, not a handburger, because you carry it with your hands. I was wrong, people. It's like that time I thought I couldn't make the perfect app for football. I was wrong again, people. All I had to do was make a sportsbook app where you can earn these rewards all Sunday long. Nobody's better at bettering things than diseases.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and son. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
The secret to weight loss isn't dieting. To successfully lose the weight, you need to figure out the root cause. The Skinny Center is your doctor-guided path to weight loss, once and for all. Because the journey of losing weight begins from the inside out, the Skinny Center measures your hunger, adrenal and thyroid hormones, metabolism, and vitamin D levels to get the complete picture of what is taking place inside your system. The Skinny Center's medical experts can analyze the genetic markers and blood values that make up your body chemistry and isolate imbalances and their underlying causes. It is a simple way to finally take control of weight issues and make the changes you need to boost your health for the years ahead. Lose up to 25 pounds in 8 weeks. Call the Skinny Center at 914-703-4811 to begin a healthier you. That's 914-703-4811 and schedule your appointment today. At the Skinny Center, they're looking forward to seeing you lose weight. TheSkinnyCenter.com.
Wins News Time, 9:38. 1010 Wins Entertainment. Comedian and actress Awkwafina back on Twitter yesterday after a 2-year hiatus. She addressed some of the criticisms over her use of a black scent, or what's called African-American vernacular English. She used it in some of her comedy routines. She talked about it in an interview last year.
I'm open to the conversation. I think it's, it really is something that I think is a little bit multifaceted and layered.
The Green comic says her use of the accent was never meant to mock, belittle, or be unkind to black people.
Life like this is what your life like. Try to live this life.
Kim Kardashian says she is tired of her estranged husband's obsession, and that is her word. On Friday, Kim posted their 8-year-old North was on TikTok. Yay! Kanye followed up with a post saying, and I'll quote him here, "Since this is my first divorce, I need to know what I should do about my daughter being put on TikTok against my will." Kim fired back with a post that said she lets North express her creativity, and Kanye's constant attacks are more hurtful than any TikTok that North might create. We've got 18 degrees, clear skies, going up to 31. Wins News Time, 9:39. We'll take a look at our headlines, our top stories, everything you need to know this Sunday morning, next.
Over 45,000 New Yorkers have joined the Freedom Care family, where a family member or friend gets paid to care for a loved one in need.
When I told my mom to caring for her, her face lit up.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care. And now with instant pay, the caregiver gets paid minutes after their shift.
Freedom Care people are great to work with, and I get paid right away, directly to my account.
Call now to find out about benefits and instant pay and how you can get started. Visit freedomcare.com or call 866-706-1001.
Freedom Care has been smooth sailing.
I think the thing that matters the most to us is how personal they make the experience. With Freedom Care, it feels like we're dealing with extended family.
And I'm grateful that Freedom Care helped make it happen.
To learn more about instant pay, visit freedomcare.com or call 866-706-1001.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Whether it is Alexa, Google, Home, your iPhone, or the car radio, stay with 1010 Wins and stay connected.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 18 degrees at 9:40 on this Sunday, February 6th. I'm Brian Britton. Here's what's happening. An 18-year-old woman dead this morning after an early morning crash in Brooklyn. Get a live update on that story. 1010 Wins reporter Carol Dioria at the scene. For the 7th time this year, an NYPD officer has been shot. Cops searching for that gunman. An NYPD motorcycle cop in the hospital with neck and back injuries. An SUV slammed into his bike while they were riding on the Grand Central Parkway. Well, they bought a ferry. Now they got to figure out what to do with it. Saturday Night Live's Colin Jost and Pete Davidson missed a city deadline to move the decommissioned Staten Island ferry they bought, turned into a comedy club. Queen Elizabeth celebrating her Platinum Jubilee today, 70 years on the throne. She is the first British royal to hit that milestone. In sports, Knicks lose to the Lakers, 122-115 in overtime on the road. AccuWeather says sunshine, some clouds, high today, 31. With news time, 9:41. Traffic and transit. Here's Jody Vale.
And Brian, let's go to the east and west side of Manhattan. The west side is nice and clear, but the east side is getting a little jammed up on the FDR. It's icicle removal, north and southbound between Battery Park, the underpass, and exit 14 at East 96th Street. So watch out for those lanes closing and just intermittently. This is going to happen until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Then if you're heading out to New Jersey, we're seeing a crash on the Turnpike. This is the inner roadway southbound right near Interchange 8, and all lanes are open, but there is a slight delay there. And there's that water main break on the Turnpike northbound exit ramp at Route 46. That's the exit that has that ramp closed. And Paramus, we are seeing some delays. Route 17 northbound, Nelson Avenue to the Fashion Center. That right lane's going to be shut down, so watch out for that. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In and out at George, Lincoln, and Holland, just some minor delays. I'm Jody Vale. Our next report at 9:51 on 1010 Wins.
All right, Jody, thank you. An 18-year-old woman killed in an early morning crash in Brooklyn. We're going to head over to the scene now. 1010 Wins reporter Carol Dioria is there. Carol, I heard you describing the way these cars look. Mangled is not even the word for it, right?
It's just amazing. It's, in fact, looking at the Hyundai Sonata, I was speaking to a woman who lives nearby. She goes, you know, it looks like it exploded. That's how badly mangled it is. And it's just a wonder that anybody survived. An 18-year-old passenger in this car was killed, and the driver of the car was critically injured. He is now under arrest, and there were 2 other people in that car also injured. The other car was a Toyota Solera. The driver of that car suffered a broken leg. The police said right out, definitely this is a case of speeding. And I happened to talk to a driving instructor who lives in the area. He says this is what he teaches all the time, that the speed is what kills. And also he says, you know what, it's not you that you have to worry about, it's the other people who are not following the rules and that are causing the accident. So you have to drive defensively. This is 2 o'clock this morning. There are speed cameras on Eastern Parkway, and people tell me that has actually slowed down the traffic a lot. But this is 2:09 this morning. So you have to wonder if the speed cameras were on at that hour, and there's not a lot of traffic, so people might have been taking advantage of the situation. And there you have it.
Carol Dioria live for us this morning at the intersection of Eastern Parkway and Rogers Avenue. And again, the 61-year-old woman who was in the other vehicle that was hit, she was also taken to the hospital. No word on her condition at this point. But again, the 18-year-old driver of that 2015 Hyundai Sonata arrested, and he himself in critical condition. And the life of one 18-year-old woman snuffed out in that early morning crash in Brooklyn. With news time 9:44, we have an off-duty cop who was attending a vigil that got shot last night, or yesterday afternoon, really. This is the 7th time an NYPD officer has been shot this year. He's going to be okay. He was released from the hospital about 2 hours ago. He was shot in the foot. It happened yesterday afternoon around 4:30 near Broadway and 130th Street. The officer was attending a vigil for a deceased community member at the Manhattanville houses. 2 men approached him and shots were fired. NYPD Chief of Housing Jeffrey Madry.
As the off-duty officer was standing there, he started to feel pain in his left foot. An ambulance came. He was looked at and examined in the back of the ambulance. and he realized that he was shot in the foot.
And the officer did not fire his own weapon. The suspects did get away. They do remain on the loose, and that investigation does continue. Wins News Time 9:45. Now here is Seth Cantor with sports.
With Thursday's NBA trade deadline approaching, a big question surrounding the Nets is James Harden's future in Brooklyn. Well, you can put Kevin Durant's name at the top of a list of those who want Harden to stay, according to ESPN. Meanwhile, the Nets a chance to stop a league-worst 7-game losing streak, visiting the Nuggets at 3:30. When it comes to the team's struggles, Kyrie Irving not overreacting.
It's really just where we are, facing reality that we're not winning ball games right now, and we got to kind of get out of that hole with just one win and then start a new streak from that point. There's no time to feel like our season is in doomsday or we need to push the panic button at all points.
The Knicks have the day off after losing to the Lakers last night. They'll visit the Jazz tomorrow. College basketball at 1, Iona calls on Niagara. The Gales 11-0 at the MAC. Manhattan visits Canisius. Games at 2, Monmouth at Quinnipiac, St. Peter's hosting Marist, and Fairfield home for Siena. No Giants or Jets in the NFL's Pro Bowl, which kicks at 3 in Las Vegas. With that, we're 1 week from Super Bowl 56 with Bengals and Rams in Los Angeles. LA defensive tackle Aaron Donald, part of the group that will be playing at their home field, SoFi Stadium.
Well, it's a big game, so we're just going to go and do what we're doing, trying to find ways to have success and trying to find a way to win a big game. You know, this is the biggest game of our lives. So, you know, you got to leave it all out there and play that way. So.
Hockey, the Rangers, Islanders, and Devils are off. The Winter Olympics continuing in Beijing. Seth Cantor, 1010 Wins Sports.
Seth, thank you. Wins News Time 9:46. A 99-year-old man riding in a motorized wheelchair in Brooklyn is dead after he was struck by a car. The man was on Coleridge Street near Oriental Boulevard in Manhattan Beach yesterday afternoon around 5.